Welcome, wise investors, to the second part in this series, which will be called Wise Investing, Building the Right Financial Mindset. It's very important that we are wise. In fact, I forgot to end the previous video with our motto here at Win University, which is only winners invest in their minds for wiser returns. And I had some time to really just think about that saying, that quote. I thought about that in the past couple of weeks. And so much. But what made me even think about that? I had to really, dig deep. And I remember when I was doing the transition from the Forex Helper to Win University. I remember the chaos that was going on at that time. And I've always wanted to bring out Win University. I talked about it so much in the past. But there was something holding me back. I just couldn't put my mind on it. I couldn't put my mind on it. Well, that's part of it. I couldn't put my mind on it. I couldn't put my finger on it. And then it dawned on me. Let me just put a little pause on that. I collected on the indices. So we're seeing a lot of negative movements. Let me put the timer on. I forgot to put the timer. We're seeing a lot of negative movements in the financial marketplace. The news, so much talk. There's a lot of talk about the markets, right? There's a lot happening right now. There's wars taking place around the world. The world's in a state of chaos, turmoil, upheaval. Yet, there's still opportunities out there. That's what's so interesting. There's a silver lining there. But what might be an opportunity to me and you as a wise investor may not be an opportunity to someone else. And that's okay. It's okay. I've come to realize a couple of things. I'm not here to change anyone's perspective on anything. Well, on anything related to the market. I remember when I was doing the Forex Helper, I was just almost hooping and hollering like, don't you guys see this? Don't you guys see this? Listen, what I've realized is this, and I'm still realizing it, but I've realized a lot in regards to that. And here's what I realized. The information, whatever it is that is being shared, it doesn't have to be information for me. It could be information from anybody. But whatever is being put out there, if you get in front of it and you're able to see it and you're able to hear it and it's able to resonate with you, then that's who it's for. It's not for everybody. Once you come to that realization and you come to that understanding, you say to yourself, well, then you're content. It's for whoever it's for. And that's all it is. You know, if it's just for a handful of people, then it's for a handful of people. Because I told you I have a lot to talk about. But I'm going to have to go back to my point that's lined up with this series. And that is, which I don't mind talking about anything else either. We can talk about whatever. But I do want to kind of follow that main theme about having the right mindset, the wise investing mindset. The wise investor's mindset is very important. Now, I mentioned before in the previous video that I had no clue really what I was getting into, but I couldn't even see the full picture, and I'm still starting to see the bigger picture. And that's because I've been through it. Now, I want you, whoever you are, I want you to also go through it. Okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you're going to have to go through the storm. You're going to have to go through the fire. That's good for you. That is what's going to build you up. That's what's going to build me up. We can't run away from the fire. We can't run away from the storm. We can't. I mentioned that I made a lot of mistakes along the way. And a lot of that had to do with me wanting to dive deeper. Okay, dive deeper into the market, you know, and try to figure out some cool shortcuts. Now, I was able to find some pretty nifty techniques that some might consider to be quick gains. But I quickly learned that with those types of techniques come a whole another set of responsibilities. And with that whole aspect of the short term, which I know some of you who've been hearing me for a while might hear me talk about the short term like it's some kind of bad thing or something. It's not a bad thing. Well, now it looks like Bitcoin is going up now, huh? But I'm taking it at the right time. You see what I mean? I'm taking it at the right time. It's all about the right timing. And that's going to lead me to the next point. Just follow along with me. If it sounds like I'm going all over the place, I'm not. With each of these video series, I'm going to have a written article that's going to go along with it. Please read the article if you want to follow the frame of thought I'm coming from. And I'll have the main highlighted points so that you could kind of follow along where my frame of mind is, okay? Because I do understand that sometimes when I explain certain things, sometimes I could get lost. And it's just, you know, there's so much going on up here, and I'm trying to choose my words wisely so that I can be as clear as I possibly can. Okay? So having the wise investor's mindset, That's very important. Very, very important. I'm going to have to end this video. I'll continue on the next video. And I want to talk more about that analogy that I gave in the first video about the puzzle pieces. I want to talk about that because it's going to bring me into a very important point. And that point has to do with understanding the Forex Helper strategy. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you if you sat or whatever you're doing. If you listened to this whole video, you listened to me talk this whole time. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate that. And remember, only winners invest in their minds for wiser returns.